I'm Adam Collins, this is Cricket Buzz Centerstage on the fourth and final evening here at Adelaide. Australia victorious by an innings and 48 runs. They wrap up the series 2-0 over Pakistan, who flattered to deceive from the get-go. Pakistan never looked likely throughout the series, which means the scoreline of 2-0, 2 innings victories no less at Brisbane than Adelaide, is the correct result. Although it must be said, they did make their way to 239 today in the third innings. They didn't force Australia to bat again, but they did drag it out, much as it was in Brisbane in the second innings, and indeed yesterday during their first innings before they followed on. Their lower order did find a way to get through some really tough periods. Shah Massoud is an interesting cricketer, isn't he? He's been able to play a test match in every calendar year since 2013, but never more than 3 in a year. Well, that looks set to change. He made 68 here. He was the first to fall, caught at mid-off on 68, but you just sort of see enough in a player like that. He looks tall, he looks organised at the crease, he looks to have decent reserves, decent patience. Just unfortunate that he did play that shot to get himself out when he did. Asad Shafiq fell shortly thereafter. They were both out to Nathan Lyon. In the case of Shafiq, caught around the corner in the leg side trap, and that got Lyon going. He hasn't got a particularly good record against Pakistan. Indeed, of all the countries Lyon's played test cricket against, it's probably Pakistan who's caused him the most problems. But he went on after the tea interval to pick up 3 further wickets. He finished with 5 for the innings. The first time he's taken a 5-wicket bag against Pakistan, the 6th time in Australia, and the 16th overall in his long and decorated career, which is now worth 369 test wickets. But perhaps most importantly, he's got some confidence after what has been a challenging at times 2019, where he's been nowhere near as prolific as he was in 2017 and 2018. But overall, the major story from the match, of course, was David Warner. Sure enough, he was adjudicated as the man of the match, and indeed the man of the series. He made 489 runs across the 2 tests, of course, only out once, 335 not out here in an innings that we'll talk about for a very long time. As for Tim Paine, he turns his attention immediately to the next challenge, which is New Zealand. We've seen them doing pretty well against England, winning last week. Who knows what will happen tomorrow on the final day of their second test at Hamilton. But they're coming here, the second-ranked test side in the world. They've not been to Australia for a high-profile test series like this in the middle of summer for going on 35 years. And Tim Paine knows that playing New Zealand will pose a completely different challenge than what it's been the last couple of weeks against an undermanned Pakistan.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I've never played a test against New Zealand, but I've certainly watched them the last few mornings. And yeah, they look like they're a really disciplined, well-drilled test team. We know they always fight and scrap really hard. It looks like now they've still got that fight and scrap in them, but they've also got some class players as well. So I can't wait, and I know the boys in the sheds are really looking forward to it. We love playing in big series, and the way both sides are playing at the moment, it's shaping up as exactly that. It's going to be a really tough, competitive. It's going to be a big series, Australia, New Zealand, and both sides playing well, so it's exciting.
As for the visitors, Azhar Ali, the captain, on his first proper tour as skipper of this side, he knows they underperformed here. He knows it's challenging to play here. He's been on tours of Australia in the past where they have struggled with the bouncing ball. He's trying to find positives about the way they held it together on days like today, but fundamentally they just weren't good enough. And questions need to be asked, I think, about preparation. They only played 5 days of long-form cricket before the series started. A 3-day game against Australia A, where they did really well, and then a 2-day game against the Cricket Australia 11, which was mostly a youth squad. So going forward, I'm sure that Pakistan will want to see an opportunity to prepare more before they play in conditions which have never suited them.
Most importantly, A-team tours are very important, under 19 tours are very important. I think people who play cricket, the players will come here more and play in these conditions will be there will be a lot of benefit from that. And also, I think last time and also this time we came quite a couple of weeks before the test match, so it always gives you a better idea and better preparation, I think. So I think you have to always consider that there won't be any condition like this in Pakistan because the surfaces are different. If Australian team goes to Dubai or Pakistan, wherever, they will find different challenges there because they are, from young age they played on a bouncy tracks, and then they have to go into pitches where there's not much bounce and spin. So yeah, we have to adapt. But as I said in first press conference, probably if you remember or not, that these are the best batting conditions you will, in anywhere in the world, because there's even bounce. There's not many cracks opens so early in the game. If you get used to bounce and pace, you've seen players from Pakistan, they can score runs. So, but we have to make it a team effort. Partnerships are important. So yeah, last time we scored runs when we came last time. I scored a lot of runs, and also Asad scored runs. So, but to win test matches, we had to take 20 wickets. That's where we have to work out how we can get 20 wickets in Australia. And also to find out when we bat first or when we're playing our first inning, make sure we score big. So if we get in front of the game here, it's very important.
Of course, there are positives. Barbara Azam, a century in Brisbane, 97 here yesterday. Shaheen Afridi leading the attack, such a young player, but he's got so many tricks, so quick through the crease, and he was able to genuinely challenge the Australian batsmen. So they have something to take from this tour. Australia, as I mentioned before, they cast their eye forward to New Zealand for the second half of this summer. We'll find out more from them tomorrow when they name their squad against New Zealand. We'll be there, of course, for Cricket Buzz Centre Stage. We always are. Adam Collins, it's always a joy to talk to you. Back again tomorrow.